Please don't open that, she whispered, her voice shaking as her hand clung to his sleeve. But he already had. The envelope fell open, and the photos spilled across the table. His face changed. Tell me this isn't you, Amara. Silence. Her lips parted, but no words came out. Because it was. And everything she had done to protect him had just destroyed her. If that opening just pulled you in, go ahead and hit subscribe, like this video, and tell me in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is. I love seeing where these stories reach. Minho didn't yell. That was what made it worse. He just stared at her like she was someone he had never met. Say something, he said quietly. Amara swallowed. I can explain. Explain? He let out a hollow laugh. Those are surveillance photos. Government stamped. You were watching me. I wasn't, she stopped herself. Lying now would only make it worse. I was assigned to you, she said finally, her voice barely steady. The words landed like a gunshot. Minho stepped back. Assigned, he repeated. So everything, meeting me, talking to me, being with me. It wasn't supposed to go like that, she cut in quickly, her chest tightening. At first, yes. But then what? His eyes darkened. You fell in love with your target? Her silence answered for her. And that hurt him more than anything she could have said. He turned away, running his hands through his hair. I knew something was off. I knew it, Amara. But I trusted you anyway. Her heart cracked at the word trusted. Because that was the one thing she no longer deserved. You're in danger, she said suddenly. That made him pause. What? She stepped closer, lowering her voice. This isn't just about me spying on you. There are people watching you. People way more dangerous than me. He looked at her slowly. And you're just realizing this now? No, she admitted. I've known. Then why am I still breathing? The question hit her like a slap. Because I made sure of it, she said. Every report I filed, every update, I protected you. I lied for you. Minho studied her face, searching for something real. Why? Her voice broke. Because somewhere along the way, you stopped being an assignment. The room went quiet again. But this silence felt heavier. More dangerous. You betrayed your family for me, he asked, his tone unreadable. She hesitated. Yes. And you expect me to believe that makes this better? No, she said honestly. It makes it worse. That surprised him. She stepped closer, her eyes desperate now. If they find out what I've done, they won't just come for you. They'll come for me too. They? He asked. Amara hesitated again. And that hesitation told him everything. Who are you working for, Amara? She shook her head. You don't want to know. Don't decide that for me, he snapped, his voice finally rising. You don't get to lie to me and then protect me with more lies. She flinched. But he wasn't wrong. You deserve the truth, she said softly. Then say it. She took a breath. My uncle, she said. He runs a private intelligence network. Off the books. Powerful people pay him to watch, to control, to eliminate threats. Minho's expression hardened. And I'm a threat? You were connected to someone they wanted, she said. A man who disappeared 6 months ago. They think you know where he is. I don't, Minho said immediately. I know, she said. I told them that. And they believed you? She didn't answer. Because they hadn't. Minho laughed bitterly. So this whole time, I've been living under a microscope. Every word, every move. I tried to shield you, she insisted. But they're getting suspicious. That's why I had to tell you now. Tell me, he said. You didn't tell me. I found out. That stung. And he knew it. Amara's voice dropped. If you stay here, they'll come for you. And if I leave? They'll hunt you. He stared at her. So what exactly is your plan? She hesitated. Because this was the part that changed everything. Come with me, she said. Minho blinked. What? I have access. Routes. Safe places. I can get you out before they move. You want me to run with the woman who betrayed me? He asked incredulously. Yes. The word came out stronger than she expected. Because I'm the only one who can keep you alive right now. He studied her again. Long. Hard. Trying to decide if she was his salvation. Or his biggest mistake. At this point, what would you do? Would you trust her after everything? Or would you walk away and take your chances? Tell me in the comments, I'm curious what you think. Minho exhaled slowly. You're asking me to trust you with my life. I know. And you just admitted you've been lying to me since day one. I know that too. Then give me one reason, he said, stepping closer, his voice low now, dangerous. Just one reason I shouldn't walk out that door right now. Amara didn't hesitate. Because I love you. The words hung between them. Raw. Unprotected. Minho's jaw tightened. Don't, he said quietly. I mean it, she said. That's why I'm still here. That's why I haven't turned you in. He leaned in slightly, his voice almost a whisper. Or maybe, that's part of the job too. That cut deeper than anything else. You think this is fake? She asked, her voice trembling now. I don't know what to think, he admitted. And that was the truth. Suddenly. A sharp knock hit the door. Both of them froze. Amara's blood ran cold. They're early, she whispered. Minho's eyes snapped to hers. Who? But she was already moving. Don't open it, she said quickly, grabbing his arm. Whatever happens, don't. The handle turned. Unlocked. Her heart stopped. I locked that, she whispered. The door creaked open slowly. A man stepped in. Calm. Controlled. Dangerous. Amara, he said smoothly. You didn't answer your phone. Her stomach dropped. Uncle. Minho looked between them, confusion turning into realization. This was the man. The one behind everything. The man's eyes shifted to Minho, assessing him like a piece of property. So this is him, he said. Amara stepped in front of Minho instinctively. You weren't supposed to come here. And you weren't supposed to get emotionally involved, he replied coolly. The tension snapped tight. Minho spoke up. You've been watching me? The man smiled faintly. Observing. There's a difference. I don't know anything about your missing man, Minho said. Oh, I believe you, the uncle said calmly. That confused everyone. Amara frowned. Then why? Because, he interrupted, his gaze settling on her, this was never about him. Silence. Amara's chest tightened. What do you mean? The man's expression didn't change. It was about you. Her breath caught. I needed to know where your loyalties lie, he continued. Family, or emotion? Amara's heart started pounding. No, she whispered. You failed, he said simply. The word hit harder than any slap. Minho looked at her, then back at the man. So I was just bait? Yes. Amara shook her head, panic rising. No, you said he was connected. I said what I needed to say, her uncle replied. The room spun. Everything she believed, everything she sacrificed, was a test. And she had just given them the answer. Her uncle stepped closer. You chose him over us. Amara stood frozen. Yes, she said. No hesitation this time. And that sealed it. The man nodded slowly. Then you've made your position clear. Minho stepped forward. If this is about her, let me go. But the uncle didn't even look at him. Instead, he reached into his coat. Amara's heart dropped. No. He pulled out a gun. Silenced. And aimed it. But not at Minho. At her. Family comes first, he said coldly. And you forgot that. Minho's eyes widened. Wait. Amara didn't move. Didn't run. She just stared at the man who raised her. And realized she had never really known him. A single tear slid down her cheek. Then. Minho moved. Fast. Too fast. The gun went off. A dull, suppressed sound. Amara gasped. But she wasn't the one who fell. Minho staggered back, his hand clutching his chest. Minho, she screamed, catching him as he collapsed. Blood. Too much blood. Why would you do that? She cried, her hands shaking as she pressed against the wound. Minho looked up at her, his breathing shallow. Guess I made my choice too, he whispered. Her heart shattered. Stay with me, she begged. Please, stay with me. Behind them, her uncle sighed. Disappointing, he said. Amara's head snapped up, her eyes blazing now. You did this. No, he corrected calmly. You did. Something inside her broke. Or maybe. Finally snapped into place. She reached into her jacket slowly. Her uncle's eyes narrowed. Don't. But she didn't stop. She pulled out her own gun. And aimed it at him. Her hands trembled. But her voice didn't. I'm done choosing wrong. The room went still. Her uncle studied her, then smiled faintly. That's what I was hoping for. Confusion flickered across her face. What? But before she could react. More footsteps. More men. Flooding the room. And suddenly. She realized something terrifying. This wasn't over. It was just beginning. If you want part 2 of this story, make sure you subscribe right now, because what happens next will change everything you think you know about Amara, Minho, and the truth behind this test. Because the next choice she makes might cost her everything.